Hi there. The Church of Nowhere believes in the power of meditation, for we are surrounded by evil, past, present, and future. The evil that was done to us in the past, or done to our family in the past, or to our community. The evil of our present situation, as we perceive it. The evil that will arise if we do not take care of this planet. So there is evil in the past, in the present, and in the future, coming at us as from three directions, at least. But also coming to us is meditation and our practical response to the evil of this world, which is minimal living, veganism, and antinatalism. But certainly in the present, because we can only go towards an ethical lifestyle. The principle of towards is very important, because then we are not held in judgment by ourselves, and we don't hold other people in judgment because they are more vegan than we are, or less vegan than we are, for example, which doesn't make any sense at all. We're all going towards something which we don't even know what it is. It could be not even veganism. We're just going towards something which is more ethical in terms of practical lifestyle than we're leading at the moment, whatever that could be. And it won't be really revealed to us, I think, until we've actually got there, surprisingly enough, if that makes any sense at all. Anyway, at any rate, we're certainly in the midst of evil, and at the present moment we can turn to the power of meditation, which basically tries to iron out the peaks and troughs of our emotional responses. You know, if you can imagine a graph of our emotional responses, emotional reactions to the evils of the world and to the evils of our own past, and our own present situation, if that is true, then what meditation seems to do is apply what they call compression to a signal, which basically means that you take out all the troughs and the peaks of the signal, and you're left with that in between, which is a much more sort of levels audio signal, as it were. Now you can turn this audio signal up, you can increase the volume, but you're not going to get all the peaks and troughs of the volume. You're not going to get, variations in the volume. So that the signal then, doesn't distort at the higher volumes, and you can't hear something at the lower volumes, for example. So the lower volumes are increased, and the higher volumes are decreased, and on average you get a nice smooth signal, which you can turn up and down and it will remain a smooth signal. At least that's how I understand compression to be, and I think that's exactly what happens with the emotions. So even if you might have to become angry, or forgiving, but the forgiveness won't be such a sort of placid, apathetic drop in emotional signal, because that it'll be increased. But you might have to get angry, but the anger won't become sort of exponential. The anger won't get out of control, if you like. You get sort of righteously angry with somebody or some situation or some institution, but you're not going to get violently angry. You're not going to escalate that anger into total and utter fury, which would do you more damage than the people that you are being angry with. So I suppose you learn to be assertive when your emotions are compressed without becoming aggressive, for example, and you'd be actively forgiving of people's sins without becoming a doormat to them, without just accepting them as a given, which they most certainly should not be accepted as. So that's the idea of meditation, is to sort of compress your emotional reactions and to give you time to reflect on the troughs and peaks of your emotional responses, so that you can, so you can sort of iron them out. You can smooth out your emotional reactions, which doesn't mean to say that you repress your emotions in any way. You still could get angry on one hand, and you still could forgive on the other. But it's more sort of done consciously and with more precision than just losing your temper and losing it, which, as I said, does you more damage than the people that you're getting angry with. Or if you're just becoming a doormat for bad behaviour, then that does you a lot of damage and does nothing to reform the person who is misbehaving. So I hope I've shown that meditation is a very important pillar. But I mean, it doesn't have to be meditation. It can be any method, really, any breathing method or what have you, which simply does this sort of emotional compression, which, as I said, is not the same as emotional suppression, but is entirely a different thing altogether. It's making your emotions run more efficiently, actually, and it makes them more controllable and less likely to escalate into behaviours which actually adversely affect you, if you see what I mean. So that's interesting. So I don't know whether that gets rid of the evil. I think it enables you to cope with the evils that have happened in the past, and the past is history. You have to let that go. And the evils of the present situation might make you accept those a little bit more and accept what you can't change, but change what you can, kind of thing. And to understand the difference between the things that you can change and the things that you can't change. So you're going towards some ethical response to a present situation, and you're trying to perhaps build a future where things are better than they are now. So we're trying to avoid future evils and future repetition of behaviours and attitudes which have got us into the present problematic situation in the first place. You see. So basically, that's just my little thoughts on meditation, which is one of the pillars, as you might say, of the Church of Nowhere.